Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to this episode of Come Grow Spiritually with me. I am Pamela of Unimed, and I am so grateful that you have stumbled across this video. For those of you that are coming back, I so appreciate your love and support. Thank you for being here. And if you're new, welcome. Nothing happens by chance. I think everything happens exactly as it's supposed to. So if you've stumbled across this video, then I believe that you are curious and looking to explore and expand your spirituality, which is exactly the journey that I'm on. And I've been on this journey for a little over 2 years now, although I've had moments throughout my life where I have looked in and did a little exploration of spirituality. I completely surrendered, went all in, and made it a point and priority to practice, learn, and grow regarding spirituality every day for the last 2 years. And I gotta tell you, there's a lot of information out there. So lots of things to sort through. And I spent a lot of time in the beginning primarily feeling alone while I was doing this. So this is sort of why I've decided to kind of document not only my progress, but to share my experience with those of you that are wanting to learn as well. I'm not a guru. I'm not an expert. I'm not going to tell you how things need to be. And one of the most important lessons I've learned in spirituality is that spirituality is unique to each and every one of us. So if somebody's telling you that spirituality is one way or this way, that's not true. Push that aside, take it with a grain of salt. Spirituality is unique to each and every one of us because spirituality is all about going back within. And we're all different, which is so wonderful and makes us all unique. And so therefore, our experiences are going to be similar but different. So I document my progress and the information and the learning that I'm doing, and I share it here with you because I'm inviting you to come along and learn with me. Let's do this together. Okay, so this branch of my Come Grow Spiritually series is all about goddesses and archangels. And today we are going to honor Lakshmi, the radiant goddess of abundance, grace, and prosperity. She is not only the bringer of wealth, but the embodiment of spiritual beauty, harmony, and divine flow. So Lakshmi comes from the Hindu mythology, and she was one of, and still continues to be, one of the most beloved deities. She was the wife of Lord Vishnu, who was said to be the preserver of life. And her name comes from Lakshya, meaning purpose or aim, reminding us that prosperity is found when we align with our higher calling. She is described as radiant, with 4 arms symbolizing the 4 goals of human life. Dharma, representing living right. Artha, representing prosperity. Kama, representing love and desire. And Moksha, representing liberation. Lakshmi teaches that true abundance embraces all 4 those aspects of life, balancing the material with the spiritual. Lakshmi's origin is said to have come from the churning of the cosmic ocean. So as goddesses and demons work together to stir the primordial waters in search of the nectar of immortality, a lotus rose from the depth, and from its center emerged Lakshmi, luminous, serene, and beautiful. Her birth is believed to represent divine balance restored, the moment abundance returned to the universe after great struggles. She teaches that even after chaos, beauty can rise from the depths, and that abundance is often born from the greatest transformations. You may begin to feel Lakshmi's energy when life begins to soften, when you feel inspired to create beauty, to clean your space, to practice gratitude, or when opportunities start to unfold with grace and synchronicity. Her presence feels like golden warmth, a gentle hum in the heart, a reminder that you are worthy of receiving. So if you are being called by her, you may start to notice lotus flowers, coins, the number 8, or you find yourself drawn to the color gold. These are all signs and whispers that you're being guided toward inner and outer abundance. Okay, there is a chant that people do when they're meditating to work with Lakshmi. And so I'm going to do my very best to pronounce it and say it, but I may butcher it. So I apologize to anybody that hears it and goes, that's not quite right. I will put it in the description of this video so you can go ahead and look it up for yourself. But the best that I can do to translate it is Om Shreem Maha Lakshmiyei Namaha. So that is a chant that people do when they're meditating or just any kind of other practice where they're just doing some mindfulness. And while you're chanting, you can visualize a radiant golden light flowing through your heart and your home, filling your heart and your home with harmony, prosperity, and joy. Lakshmi responds to beauty, kindness, and generosity. And when you give it freely, without fear, without expectations, her blessings multiply. Lakshmi teaches us that abundance isn't something that you chase. It's something you become. And when you live in gratitude, practice self-worth, and see beauty in all things, you attune yourself to her frequency. You become the lotus, rising above muddy waters, unshaken, radiant, and whole. So, remember, Lakshmi doesn't simply grant wealth. She awakens that abundance that's already within you. She is the divine flow of life, reminding us that when we honor our worth, beauty, and purpose, the universe rises to meet us with grace. I gotta tell you, this was, again, anytime I'm doing any of my spiritual stuff and I'm researching, I'm always blown away and it always feels powerful on some level. And I gotta tell you, I have heard of Lakshmi. I have seen Hindu statues before of Lakshmi with the 4 arms. But I had never really, it was just surface stuff that I had heard or in passing or, being, talking to somebody else about their culture and learning about it. But today I feel like I got more of an understanding of Lakshmi and her spiritual message and the energy in which she exudes. And it's such a beautiful message. And it fits so perfectly in my life right now because as I've walked this spiritual journey, as I said, gratitude is a daily practice that I've been doing in my life for well over 2 decades. And it's really opened me up and allowed me to see the world from a different lens. And yes, there's chaos that happens and bad things happen to me. I mean, honest to God, I had a brain injury 5 years ago. The anniversary of my accident just happened 2 days ago. And from the result of that, we lost everything, right? I lost my ability to work in the traditional sense, and we lost our house and our friends and everything. My entire life burned to the ground. But during that time, I was still able to find little bits of beauty within the destruction. And now, as I'm moving further and further away and rebuilding my life, I can look back at that and understand, I'm grateful for this accident. I'm grateful for the injury. I'm grateful for the burning down of my old life because it led me into really expanding and digging into my spirituality because the traditional medical healing on its own was not doing it for me. And what this has opened up for me is this freedom and this love and this joy inside of me. I am the most important relationship I have on this planet, and I no longer give my energy or my power to people that don't deserve it. Because I'm a giver. I'm a giver. I'm a healer. I'm a giver. I want to help people. I want people to be happy. I want people to have what they need. But I've always done it at my own expense, or I've given my energy to people that really didn't deserve it. But this journey has led me to shed those expectations that society tell me is not appropriate, or society tells me that I have to be like, I have to turn the other cheek, or I'm supposed to stay quiet because, you know, I keep my truth to myself because I don't want to upset other people, or I'm supposed to please everybody, or I'm supposed to be able to be the one that everybody can count on, and all these things, all these expectations that have been dumped on me from, you know, my upbringing and society that made me feel awful sometimes. And I don't live that way anymore today. I don't live that way anymore today. I stop and ask me first. Do I want to do this? And can I do this? Because sometimes I want to do things for people, but my injury has taught me that I need to rest too, right? I can't be giving people when I'm on empty, right? But this has led me to a freedom. I experience joy in my life and abundance in ways that I can't even describe. And that's because I started to go inward, right? That's what I feel like Lakshmi's whole message is that abundance, you need to look for it inside, from within. And when I feel abundant, when I can be grateful, even when my bank account is sitting like, you know, at $20, but I can be grateful that I have a fridge full of food, and I know that, you know, my husband has a paycheck coming in a couple days or whatever. When I can look at life that way, I am abundant. We are abundant, right? When I can look at the relationships in my life, and yes, I lost the people from the past, but I have new wonderful people in my life, and these relationships are even better than the ones I had before. They're safe, they're free. I don't have to pretend. I can be me. I can show up messy. I can, you know, be my best self. And it doesn't matter because the relationships with the people that I have in my life now are true. They see me for me and they love me, even when I'm ugly, even when I'm not at my best, even when I can't show up. They understand. And having those relationships makes me wealthy, makes me abundant. And so again, I love this message of Lakshmi encouraging us to look within, and that beauty comes from gratitude, from self-worth. Because listen, you can't have self-worth and not be honoring you. And that is something that I have deeply learned over the last year. So much so that I even created a self-worth a blueprint for self-worth online course, because I want other people to know this and understand this. The most important relationship you're ever going to have in your life is with you. And you need to love yourself better than anybody else loves you on this planet. But that's something we're not taught. And actually, I think for a lot of us women, we're taught the opposite, right? We're not first. And if we put ourselves first, that's selfish. It's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. So I went off on a tangent and I apologize. I love the energy of Lakshmi. And honoring Lakshmi while I do my daily gratitude practice is going to be easy for me to incorporate her energy and honoring her and paying tribute to her and adding her as part of my spiritual practice, because she fits in perfectly with what I'm doing in that regard. So I am super, super blessed to have learned more about Lakshmi today and to be able to share it all with you. And I thank those of you for watching. I hope my tangent didn't ruin the end of this video. I apologize. I do that sometimes. But yeah, so again, I'm going to bask in the energy of Lakshmi today. And I'm going to remember that abundance isn't something that you chase, it's something that you become. And again, when you're living in gratitude, practicing self-worth, and looking for the beauty in the world, even in the darkness, even in the shit times, that I am in tune with Lakshmi's frequency. And the more that I stay on that frequency, the more the universe is going to bring me stuff on that frequency. Because again, at the end of the day, everything's energy. And what you put out is what you get back. All right, my friends, I am so very, very blessed to have shared this video with you. I'm going to leave this here today. I am going to ask if you have any other information or tidbits or ways in which you practice with Lakshmi. Please go ahead and share that with me in the comments. I'm always wanting to learn more. I love researching. I love learning. And then I like to shift through and sort through what feels right for me and what may not necessarily feel right for me, but is still right for you. So please go ahead and share your insights and your experience with Lakshmi with me in the comments. I so appreciate anything that you share with me. And I am wishing you all a very blessed day. Namaste, my friends.